and they said they want to move forward to an offer. You guys are able to maybe come up to maybe even the 130. He can accept on the spot. And guess what? He accepted. I owe you $11,250. Let's go, let's go, let's go. Happy Monday and welcome back to another week in life video of what I do every single day. If you're new here, welcome. My name is Preston. I'm a technical recruiter in the technology industry. And as you can see, if you've been following, this looks a little bit different. Why? Because I just moved into our brand new apartment and this is our current setup. It's not the best. We'll definitely do our best to kind of make it a little bit more professional. But I hope that this will do for the time being, and just really, really excited to be working out of a brand new place. But if you've been following, if you know from last week, we were able to kind of really end the week with potentially coming closer to popping off yet again another deal. I'm expecting to follow up with my client and just to see what exactly is the status. Did they get an official green light internally? Are they going to reach out to the candidate? Are they going to extend? Like, can we make this happen? There's also another chance that for one of our senior creative designer candidates, they did an interview last week. I was able to hear actually on Saturday morning from our client who emailed me saying that that went really, really well, and the client might just fast track them to an offer, which is amazing. So I'm going to focus on that as well and see what we can do. But guys, this is another full week, our first full week of this year. As you know, January started off a little bit rocky. Every single week was a short one because of me not feeling well, moving and all that. But right now, looking forward, we are a full 5 days in this week just to do as much as we can. So I got a ton of candidate calls today, which I always love when I look at the calendar. Gonna be focused a lot on product managers, product designers, analytics. We got a good number of software engineers coming in, which is absolutely fantastic, and have a good number already in the pipeline for our client that have already started interviewing. So far I'm feeling good, excited to kick off another week with you. And if you are as excited as I am to make this week awesome, to finish January awesome, to start February with immense momentum, please consider liking, subscribing, clicking that bell. Really, really means a lot, and it will help me really stay focused and really push forward to make this an awesome week. But enough talk, let's get started. As suspected, we already have some great news coming in. The offer that I was just referencing earlier today, we actually just heard back from a client and they officially sent him first thing this morning, an official offer email, which is absolutely fantastic. The salary came out at 190, which is exactly what my candidate's looking for, so I'm really pleased about that. The candidate also needs help with transferring new visa, and my client can totally help with that, so they're gonna check in with their immigration team and their lawyers to sort that out. So because of that, they're still ironing out the official start date, but so far, my candidate has already responded. It looks and sounds very, very positive, and he says that he just needs to check back with a couple people before he kind of sends back an official decision. But right now, I'm expecting that this progresses very, very smoothly. As you know, in recruiting, anything can happen, so don't want to get my hopes up here, but I'm going to try my best to get a hold of my candidate to see what's going on, to see how he feels, so that if there's anything outstanding, if there are any possible obstacles that will prevent us from making this happen, that we can get that discovered, resolve it as fast as possible. But all in all, still really feeling really, really good about this. Exciting update. We'll see what happens. That's awesome. I'm really, really happy for you. So what, I just want to touch base with you real quick. So like, what are the next steps? You mentioned that you want to sync up with your university or something just to double check a couple things?
Yeah, no, I synced up with them today. I just have to submit a change of employer with them.
I'm really happy that they were also able to come out with your ideal salary 190. That's awesome. Whenever that transfer is done, then you can kind of get a better understanding of your start date. Is that right?
It's going to depend on how quickly my new I-20 comes. So they typically say 7 to 10 business days. So that's not going to be an issue.
And then are you also planning on going to the office as well?
I'll stop by the office, and she told me she'll get back to me when the leadership team is going to be there. So that's on Tuesday or Thursday.
Okay.
So I decided Tuesday is really too soon, and Thursday might just be right. I might just have signed the offer letter by then and everything is put in place.
Let's go, let's go, let's go. Talk to my candidate. It seems like the only other thing that he needs to do, aside from actually officially signing the offer letter, is to figure out the whole visa process. He contacted his current university and making sure that they gave him permission, and then he has to obviously get the okay from the legal team and the attorneys at my client just to make sure the whole transferring of the visas goes smoothly. Depending on the visas, it could be a very kind of challenging or lengthy or even pricey process. It sounds like with his, it should be fairly straightforward as long as like the clients and their team file appropriately in a timely manner. So he's really excited. He can't wait to accept. He can't wait to move forward. And once he sends back the official offer letter signed, that is just one step closer to getting this done. So really, really happy about that. So far, I had a good morning talking to a lot of great candidates. Got about 8 more calls left. Gonna be doing a huge hit of email CRM marketing for another client, and then hoping to kind of hear back with the process with other candidates in the pipeline. So hopefully we can get some other good news soon. Another great news, we actually heard back from our client that our designer, our motion graphics designer that interviewed last week, it seemed like the manager really, really likes him a lot. Just heard back today, and they're gonna apparently regroup internally to see what the next steps are, which is fantastic. I'm not sure if they want him to do one more round or they're gonna move to an offer. They said that they want to move really fast because they just like him a lot. They've been looking for this position for a very long time, and he was the only second candidate we sent them. So I love it when our candidates are just hitting it right on the nail in terms of being super focused in terms of exactly what they're looking for. So all around great news. I hope the internal discussions go really, really well. Once we get any sort of clarifications on next steps, I will reach out back to my candidate and discuss and see how he feels. But right now we're still kind of in a holding pattern just to see like what the company wants to do. But either way, good news is still good news. So I'm gonna take that. Happy February 1st, happy Tuesday morning, and happy New Year's. Not because it's January 1st, but because it's Lunar New Year's Day. So another kind of quick moment to reflect and plan on what I want to accomplish this month, this week, and the rest of the year. Grateful again. I'm feeling happy, healthy, and focused to doing my best with you all. Coming into this morning, we have a really, really busy day. I would say we have about 7 candidate calls. We have 1 interview, hopping on the calls with internal recruiter with one of my clients, and also internal recruiter with another one of my clients with the CTO, who's going to want to offer and open up a couple more technical roles for us. So the whole purpose of that call is to connect with him, really understand exactly like what positions that he needs help with, what are the criteria, what are the must-haves, are these positions that ones that he's been trying to fill for a long time, or have they recently been opened? But just a lot of data information collection so that we know exactly what the situation is contextually, so we know exactly how to move forward. A couple quick updates though is late last night around 9 p.m. one of our candidates interviewed with the head of product for our aviation tech company with the head of product. It lasted for over an hour, and I got a message from him after the interview saying it was one of the best interviews he's ever done, which is amazing news because this is the first foray with our experience with him, and as a result, he really wants to move forward with her. The only issue is that she has a TN visa because she's from Canada, but among the spectrum of visas, TN visas, my understanding, are some of the easiest ones to process and the fastest. So I don't really think there should be an issue here, but he wants to go check back with his legal team to see what can be done. Assuming that's an official green light, we can move forward and then have her meet other members of the team, which he knows he's really pumped. And the second silver lining about this whole conversation is now he's even more confident in our abilities to deliver for him, and he now wants us to open up a couple more roles. So we're already engaged with him for product manager roles, data analytics roles, data science roles, in addition to regular product designers. And it seems like he wants to add a couple more to that as well. I think it's maybe a designer, more analytics, different seniorities. So we're just going to eagerly anticipate and kind of hear what he has to say there. But we already have ourselves being super busy with what we're working on with him directly right now, in addition to everything else. But like really, really happy to always have a really great positive first experience with a client. I think that is so important, especially when you're you're a recruiter in the agency world, it's really, really key to put your best foot forward and really deliver so that you can immediately separate yourself from other recruiters. But most importantly, you can have the client feel at ease that whatever they're paying you, whether it's retainer, contingency, hybrid, that they know their money is well spent. They're with the right partner to help them find their key rock stars or help their team scale. Aside from that, we also heard back from one of our clients that one of our candidates for the associate accounts director role is now moving forward to meet with the leadership team, which is absolutely fantastic. So I think if that goes well, fingers crossed that we can push our candidate to an offer. The funny story here is that this candidate is actually a sister of one of the founders of our clients we've been working with for a long time. So the founder recommended her to reach out to me. We spoke with her, next day immediately submitted her here. They had an amazing first round and now she's going to a final. So it's just, wow. It's like, again, another validation to our old client, friend, founder that we're here to provide value, not just with him and his company, but also with his family members. So I think that's really, really great. And that's one of the cool things about recruiting. Aside from that, really my focus is going to be, I think, on hitting data science. I'm gonna re-pitch our database, maybe do a couple of sourcing passes personally all morning, and then shift gears on product. We just have so many product designers, product manager positions happening right now, whether it's more B2B focused or B2C. We're willing to talk to anyone across all seniority levels. We were able to also do some really amazing submissions yesterday with a couple of our e-commerce direct consumer brands. We stumbled upon an amazing product designer, amazing product manager coming out of top tier 1 companies. And I'm hoping and expecting that some of them or both move forward. Funny enough, I just noticed again that this week is kind of like another short week because we're celebrating something really cool this Friday, and I can kind of share with you a little bit more later in the week, but I guess I've yet to have a full proper week this year so far. And even though I came in on Monday, that's what I was expecting, but I totally forgot about this. And so it looks like I might have like a 3/4 day or maybe even a half day here. But yeah, just trying to get settled here in our new apartments. This is like the new office setup. It still has a lot more ways to improve and fix, but for now it's good enough, and looking forward to making a good day. Let's do it. Okay, so got another really cool update. So remember the candidate that is moving forward to an offer for a data science with my ad tech client. So he is figuring out going back and forth with his college. I think he needs permission to make sure like the whole process with his visa goes really, really well. And just heard back today that the university has given him a green light. And as a result, he's filled out some sort of form that he's now sending back to my client. As soon as they can sign that and the CTO can sign that, I think we're all good. So this thing is moving forward really, really well. It always gets a little complicated, possibly lengthy, possibly pricey with visa. So it's very, very important to pay attention exactly what the citizenship status is for people, what exactly, like how much time they have left, what type of visa that they have, and what's the best way and easiest way to kind of navigate forward to that. But it seems like, again, from this email, he reinforced the idea that he's really, really positive. He can't wait to start. So really signaling a lot of positive stuff from it. And so like from my point of view, everything just looks great and dandy. The visa thing is getting resolved right now. So I'm hoping to kind of push this forward and expecting this to be a smooth close. Come on, let's keep going. Oh my God, another crazy news. So I was working with I reached out to my ad tech last week, and they told me that they really need help with senior creative designers, and they might be looking to hire multiple people. So on one hand, they really wanted like a digital designer with motion graphics experience, and also pure motion graphics designers. When I tried to ask them, clarifying questions to the recruiter, who's my main point of contact there, she wasn't really sure. So I wasn't able to really zero in on exactly what the hiring manager wanted. I even asked her to intro me directly to the hiring manager so I can jump on the phone with him just to understand exactly what he wants. But he's really busy. So I know I did this position before, so I have a pretty good understanding exactly what they're looking for, ideally consumer facing, e-commerce, even agency background, and someone overall just with a great design aesthetic. So I did multiple searches, not only for senior designers, but also for pure motion graphics designer. And then I have this amazing candidate come into us last week. I immediately submitted him. He crushed it in the first round. Didn't hear back from the company the next day. Didn't hear back from the company the day after. I followed up with them like, hey, like, what do you guys want to do? and they said, hey, the team really likes your candidate, might actually just jump forward to an offer. We'll be speaking internally. That was yesterday. Didn't hear from them all day yesterday. It's now 10:30. Haven't heard from them for the first half of the morning today. And I just heard back literally like 5 minutes ago from my candidate who emailed me saying, hey, just heard back from a client and they said they want to move forward to an offer. Let's freaking go. So fast. Only one round, he crushed it. And so immediately what I now need to do is, and you know the steps if you've been following, is I need to jump on the phone with my candidate, really dig in deep, understanding how he's feeling, what are his thoughts, what makes him most exciting? Are there any, most importantly, objections, concerns, red flags that can prevent us from making this offer happen? It could be anything from the culture, leadership, salary, benefits. If you've been following and been watching the past couple of videos, you know that I've lost deals from benefits packages, from all these other small details that you normally wouldn't think would have been really important. So now I just really want to make sure that we're aligned and that him and also my client are aligned in terms of what they're looking for, but it's amazing. Wow, this is like a super short process, only one round, one and done. This is the second designer I submitted, and I just love it. I love it when we're able to really put our best foot forward. The first couple of submissions are just hitting it on the nail, exactly what the client wants. And it just makes our relationship with them a lot stronger. It just makes the hiring manager just a lot happier because I know this has been a hard to fill position for him for a long time. And most importantly, it just made the candidate experience fantastic because it's a super short, not long drawn out process. And so I'm gonna jump on the phone with him a little bit later today and yeah, just see how he is. But this is amazing, amazing news here on Tuesday morning, February 1st. Let's go. Should be a good month. Obviously, they mentioned an offer to you, which is great. Most likely, they'll probably ping you again, either jump on the phone with you or send you more deets via email. But either way, yeah, that's awesome. It's always great to get an offer beginning of the year here, beginning of February, and just want to touch base and congratulate you. That's awesome.
I mean, if you're in contact with them, definitely know that they should know I'm excited and I would like to move forward. So I'm excited to see what they put together.
I thought at least there would be another round, but I think, you made such an impression that they want to skip forward to an offer, which is obviously great and great for you to keep it nice and short here. So look, I'm here if you need help in any way. You know where to find me, but congrats again. Let's definitely touch base when you hear back from them again. Let's see what they come out with the terms, and then we can decide the best way to go from there. Let's go. Talk to the designer. Everything looks great. He is looking for a little bit higher salary, so we'll see what they come out with, but no other offers, no other interviews happening. He's a little bit sad to be leaving his first job because it's going well. We reached out to him. He really wasn't actively looking. He was more just like keeping options open. And then we came in, bam, pitched it, had a first round phone call, ended up being absolutely amazing. Impressed both sides. Now we're at the offer stage. So let's get this closed. Everything looks great. It's all about what they're going to come out with now. And depending on that, that will establish how difficult, how smooth this will be to getting everything inked on paper. But yes, happy. Let's see if we can get this done, and let's see if they're still hiring for more positions. I also forgot to mention that today, one of our candidates for Director of Program Management is officially starting. At the end of the day, I will send that invoice to my client so that we can finally get paid, which is the whole reason why we work so hard. So I'm gonna make sure I do that, stay on track, and then manage everything else, but still have like 8 more candidate calls, got 2 more client calls later today. It's only 11:43 a.m., almost noon, and feeling a little tired, so definitely need to kind of get some sort of adrenaline, kind of caffeine kick going on. But overall, great news with offers, and excited to see what else we're gonna do today.
I think I'm going to close a lot of positions with you. So now I'm going to focus more on you rather than other recruiters that I'm working with, just because the quality is really different. So by the way, for example, we hire a set of recruiters on retainer basis. We sign agreement with them and all that. But the quality that you are sending versus what they are sending is just different, right? So, I think if I close positions with you, I can take your contract and say that, hey, how can we hire you on a retainer basis?
I know there are many recruiters out there. We just want to do our best and have our candidate speak for itself. All right, so as you heard, just had a spontaneous chat with my client who's the head of product of this massive global company. He just started off saying just really nice words, positive words to us, and that he was really impressed with the caliber of talent that we're sending him. That's all we try to do. We just do our best to provide as much value to our clients as much as possible. We're not, spraying and praying. We're not sending him irrelevant people. We understand from the first conversation exactly what he's looking for, and that's exactly what we send him. And then we just make his whole process a lot easier. Everyone we send them are fully qualified. They're already vetted. They already expressed strong interest. Everything's aligned with salary, visa, and everything. The whole kind of experience so far, and we just literally started. Just got him a lot more excited about working with us, so much so that he wants to refer us to other positions, maybe other departments. He even said so far that, he's working with a couple retainer companies right now, and they're just not doing well at all. And he's going to try to fight us on, to get us on the retainer plan, which is amazing. Kind of reminds me of one other point. So I've also been getting a couple people reach out to me saying, hey, why are you just contingent? Why not retainer? And I just want to address that. I think, first of all, I could totally make a little bit more of an effort to do retainer. I think contingent on my industry, tech companies, early stage companies, a lot of them just stand firm for a variety of reasons on the contingent model, especially with early stage companies where they're working with a budget and they have to be lean. Contingent just honestly makes sense for them, as they don't have to pay us anything upfront or anything monthly, and they just pay us when they're happy. Contingent helps with the long game. So contingent is the easiest way in, but as you perform really well, as you start to kind of develop really strong relationships, you can always elevate or eventually modify or upgrade your business model. There are times where we started contingent and then we became a hybrid contingent and retainer once the company and the founder or hiring manager really enjoys working with us and wants to kind of have us be their main partner and give us a lot of multiple open positions. So it really depends on the companies. In the beginning, all I was doing was pitching contingent. As I stay in this industry longer, as I become more experienced and more confident, we're experiencing a lot of demand. It just makes sense to kind of be able to evolve that into a hybrid or more retainer model, depending on the companies you work with. But for companies that are in tech on the smaller side, it's just the easiest way in, as so many other recruiters are also contingent, and we just let the candidates and the caliber of our talent speak for itself. And then from there, we kind of build a really strong relationship, and then eventually kind of modify or upgrade our business model or business relationship over time. So I know I've been kind of getting a few amount of people just curious as to why we're doing contingent. Yes, I also do admit that retainer, being able to make sure you're working with a client and everyone, both us and them, are on the same page. We're taking the relationship seriously. We're both meeting each other halfway, and then that obviously creates a really strong foundation to build a successful relationship off of. And so that is definitely something I will make more of an effort to do. But a lot of the companies that we work with, a lot of the companies that keep coming back to us, we started with them as contingent. A lot of them just want to stay contingent, even though we've kind of asked over time to change that. And then others a little bit more open-minded, but that only depends on how happy they are with our service. So either way, really, really happy with this. The head of product made time out of his day to call me out of the blue. We had a wonderful conversation. It was constructive, it was positive, and it's just one of the great kind of pluses of being a recruiter. I just love interacting with great experienced professionals who want to see results, and most importantly, who want to move fast. So now I have to jump on another client call, doing a weekly sync with one of my favorite ad tech clients. Almost done. Got 2 more calls after this. Oh my God, just had 2 back-to-back client calls. The first is with an ad tech company, synced up with their internal recruiter and just making sure we went over flows. We have 3 major positions that we're working with them, and we have 2 offers and 2 of them, and 1 possible offer with the 3rd one, which is obviously a great place to be. Just want to make sure that they progress forward smoothly without any issues. She should also be talking to my candidate who wanted to chat with her about 40 minutes ago about the university, the visa process. I think if that goes well, the next steps would be for him to sign the official offer letter, and then we got it done. That's gonna be really amazing, but not gonna get my hopes up. As always, really wanna make sure it's actually done before I start celebrating. And then I just got off the phone with a fintech client. They just brought on an internal recruiter. This is me meeting her for the first time. She literally just started, but I've been working with this company for 7-8 years. I know it very, very well. And so a lot of it was her getting to know me, vice versa, her just understanding what my flow is with all the different hiring managers at this company. They also hired a director of talent and also a chief people officer. So their people recruiting team within this company is scaling really, really quickly, which is obviously really exciting. Just want to make sure like that we have like the proper flow, and that nothing really changes that or slows it down moving forward. They are making a big push to consolidate everything, all teams to use their one centralized ATS. Kind of mixed feelings about that. On one hand, I understand why companies use ATS, but on the other hand, if it's not a huge focus, candidates can easily get just like lost or is stuck in limbo or plateau in the ATS system, and that's never a good thing, because in this market, speed is everything, feedback is everything. You want to push candidates as fast as possible and make the process as short as possible to remain competitive compared to many other companies that are hiring the same type of talent. So it's gonna, I think, be a working process, but in the next week or two, it seems like it's a priority internally. Once they do have something that seems to be okay with the rest of the team, they'll let me know what that flow is, and then we will continue to adapt accordingly. But as of right now, we are working multiple product manager roles, different seniority levels from junior to senior to lead, multiple product designer roles from junior to senior as well, possibly head of UX role. And then yeah, just so far just trucking ahead, probably gonna start a couple new searches for the remainder of this week. But as you know, it is Lunar New Year's today. It's about 5 p.m. Probably gonna be checking out a little bit early so I can celebrate, maybe get some food or something. But it's been a good day so far. 3 clients, tons of calls, good interviews, offers progressing. Woo! I literally got an email right now and they just told me they extended him an offer.
Oh, thank goodness.
And guess what? He accepted.
Yes.
Let's go! It's been such a good experience working with you, and I'm really, really impressed with what you're able to come out with, and excited to, continue this forward, bigger to greater things. But good job. Good freaking job. That's awesome.
Awesome.
Yeah, man. So 125, I think our fee percentage is 18%. So the whole offer comes out to 22,500. Half of that, I owe you $11,250. So I just spoke with someone who actually reached out from finding me on YouTube. And I think one of the coolest things about creating content out there is you get to meet other like-minded individuals. And this individual came into my life. He was super proactive. He was like, hey, Preston, I want to work with you. Here are the companies that I found that are hiring. And my specialty is in the e-commerce world. And he actually researched a lot of our open positions. And he's like, I think I understand who one of your client is. They're hiring for another role you're not working. And here is a candidate that's perfectly fits the bill. He was completely right on everything. It was working with a really cool consumer electronics client of ours. We were working other positions, not this one. And then I asked the founder, hey, can we help you with this? He's like, yeah, sure. I sent this person's candidate to my client, and it just started an adventure of an amazing partnership. And from then onward, every single week, this person has been sending at least 2 to 3 really good candidates every single week. They've been consistently interviewed. We got close with some, we lost on some, but then I just found out right now that our client moved forward with an actual offer for $125,000 for a marketplace manager. And I am more than happy to split this 50-50 with him, and he deserves it all. So if you are a recruiter and you are a master in your market, whether you have good candidates or you have good businesses, reach out to me. We can work something out. We can help each other out on all facets. But I am pumped. Nothing like finishing a split offer deal here Tuesday evening, and just a great way to kind of kick off Lunar New Year's with the family. And now it's gonna stop talking, gonna leave the desk, but want to share some good news that, hey, if you have any strengths, whether it's developing partnerships or business development or sourcing, reach out. There's always ways that we can work together and collaborate, and then we can all win together. So awesome, huge win for the team. We'll see you in a bit. Good morning and happy Wednesday morning. Just coming online here. It is almost 10. Figured out that I'm probably gonna source some product UX designers and product managers today. Did a huge push yesterday, so really happy with the responses that are coming in. We also have about 18 candidate calls today, so it's definitely a little bit on the high end, but really pushing as it's yet again another short week. But good news, I actually heard back from my client, ad tech company, for our motion graphics senior creative designer. And again, he only had 1 round. He impressed everybody. and they just are fast tracking him from first round to final and offer. So there is no final. The final round is the offer. And so I just finally got confirmation only a couple minutes ago that they will be sending out offer to him shortly. And that is obviously really, really exciting. But obviously once that happens, we will go ahead and then reconnect with the candidate just to see how he feels and just kind of push him to kind of make a decision. And I think it should fairly be a pretty easy, straightforward one, judging from my conversation with him yesterday. So fingers crossed, we'll see what happens. Still kind of waiting for the other pending offer for the director of partnerships. The references and the HR are taking forever. Just, you know, focused on really, really driving the pipeline for all of the other clients that we have and building a solid kind of not only a first choice, but second, third, fourth choice for all the positions that we are working with right now, so that if something happens with our first choice candidate, that they always have a plan B. So it's just gonna be a really long kind of sourcing candidate day today. Probably gonna be shooting a couple more videos a bit later, and then we'll see what happens. Okay, so just heard back from my data science candidate. So he had a call with my client yesterday to go over the offer, outstanding questions, and go over the whole visa situation. And it sounds like everything is good. I just got an email from him that he literally said, all good. They just have a few things that they need to tweak on the offer letter and should have it today. So 2 offer letters should be going out today. We will see what happens. It would be an amazing, amazing day to close both of these. Like that would be insane to start off a brand new month and a brand new 2022. So let's make it happen. It is 11 o'clock. I just heard back from my candidate that he received his final official offer letter for the director of partnerships, one that's been in limbo for a week and a half as the company's been scrambling and taking their time going through their references. And then somehow they had an issue internally, HR, with the leveling bands documenting. So the offer letter is finally out. It got sent to him late last night. I just heard about it now. The candidate will hop on a call with my hiring manager today to kind of go over any outstanding things. And hopefully if that goes well, he should be able to accept or make a decision on the spot. And so, oh my God, let's freaking go. It's an amazing Wednesday so far. Just want to get this done. This will be my first official deal with this brand new company. And I just love starting things on a positive note so that we can then recalibrate, focus on what else we can do for them into the future. So this is fantastic news. I'm gonna sync up with them after their call and hopefully it's good news, fingers crossed. All right, it is Wednesday, 3:30 p.m., just a quick update. So I was not able to sync up with my candidate in terms of discussing the offer, but he said that he had a wonderful conversation with the hiring manager, the CMO, just earlier today. It seems like he's busy, so I'm not sure if I'll be able to jump on the phone, but then he was able to tell me via email that he had a wonderful chat and they're just ironing out small details and trying to agree on the right start date. But it seems like beyond that, I think we should have this one in the bag. So he is going to, I think, look at his schedule, try to move things around today and tomorrow, and then send back an email back to my hiring manager, officially accepting, signing, and confirming the start date. Once that's done, signed, sealed, delivered, we did another one. So we're slowly inching there, slowly making progress, nothing concrete yet, but just finished a couple massive sourcing targeted passes at product managers, product designers, product directors. Even though it sounds like it's 3 different roles, the product director, product manager roles are basically the same profile, but just a little bit different in terms of seniority level. So the only difference is that, product directors are folks that have management experience and product managers more hands-on. So it's not like I had to do a lot of different targeting passes. It's really just the same one, but just expanding the net, making sure we target a lot more senior people too. So that's gone really, really well. I still got a few more calls today, and I still had to kind of scramble with a couple of new clients, trying to get them on the phone, just to kind of reprioritize everything. But everything's going well so far. It's been a good Wednesday. And my back's getting a little tense just from sitting at the desk all day, so I might have to just stretch my legs and walk around or take a walk or something a little bit later on, but we'll keep going. See you in a bit.
The offer says that the position is located in New York City. The contract or the offer would be clearly stated that it would be a remote position, so I just was wondering if that could probably get switched. The second thing is about the PTO. I saw they're offering 12 PTO days with 2 flex days, which counts on like personal days, and 5 sick days. I'm currently at 18 PTO days with 2 flex days and 5 sick days, so it's kind of like a reduction of 6. I was just wondering if you think if that's something that you could ask them, if we could get that PTO from 12 to 15.
I think it's possible. I think, with their PTO days, like their stance is pretty flexible. Like basically once you join, if you obviously do well, then that expands. So like I don't think it's fixed. It should change over time.
Okay. So another one to ask them about. And
Yeah.
then about the salary. I want to be very clear. I am really excited about this offer, and my goal is to accept and join the team and be a contributor. I did know that I shared with you that the lowest compensation I would consider would be 120K, and I was expecting this offer maybe be closer to like 130. And I was just wondering if that's something you could ask them if we could get to 130. Like, in which case I would be stoked and you could accept on my behalf.
Gotcha. So you brought up multiple things. So like, what if they can't do anything with your PTO? What if they can't do anything, but then, they're still able to come up? Like, is this contingent on you want 15 and 130?
I would say 15, I'm more passionate about the salary than 15 on the PTO.
Just got the phone with my candidate who has an offer for the senior designer. He has 3 things that needs to be fixed. I think 2 of them are big. 1 of them is really, really big. The first is, from my understanding, this is a remote position and it's not clearly described as a remote position in the contract, so he wants that changed. I think that's pretty easy. Number 2, PTO again. He has a more robust PTO package at his current job, and he's wondering to see if we can have any swing with the PTO days in the current offer. I'm not sure, but this hasn't really happened too many times throughout my career. It's either like it's fixed, they can't do anything, or we're usually able to kind of focus on other important aspects that the candidate would be just happy enough to kind of accept. So I'm gonna have to call with them, see what we can do. And then lastly, they came out with 120, which is like his hard minimum. He's ideally looking for like 130, close to 150. So I need to go to bat and see what we can do for him here. So my next step would be for me to reach out to the hiring manager, the internal recruiter at this company, see what we can do, and hoping we can kind of bring this to a positive resolution. Fingers crossed. So on his offer, like, it doesn't make it clear that it's a remote position. So is there any way you can just add that word in the offer agreement, just saying it's a remote position? Because I don't think it was clear.
Oh, yeah. Okay. Yeah, I have to have a follow-up email outlining everything, but I'll put it in the offer letter. Sure, yeah.
Perfect. So that's easy. Number 2 is PTO days. So I know that like you guys have like 12 PTO days.
So it's 12 PTO days, and then there is the 2 flexible days, so flexible time off for you, however you like. So you can consider that, a part of like the general PTO as well. And then we have the 5 sick days and 10 company holidays.
Gotcha. So he has 18 PTO days at his current job. So he's wondering, is there any way we can close that gap a little bit? Like increase that 12 PTO days to like maybe 15 or something, or closer to 18? Is that possible?
I know I can get it to the 15 because we just did that for someone else.
Okay.
And then allowing them to use, their FTO time. So that's 18 altogether. So, they can use that however. That I can probably get approval for.
Okay, that's awesome. Yeah, 15 would be like the minimum, and I think he'd be really happy about that. The last one is revolving around salary. So I know that you guys offered him 120. Now 120 is like the bare minimum that he would be looking for. He's really happy about it and grateful, but like he, when I first spoke with him, he told me that ideally if he were to ever make that jump, like he want to consider something closer to like 150 or something. But he's not expecting or asking for you to come up to 150. He's like, hey, if they can come up any closer to that, like he told me straight up, like if you guys are able to maybe come up to maybe even the 130, he can accept on the spot. Like, he'll just be like super happy just to sign right now.
I know for that role, we're also considering the fee as well along with it. Let me shoot a note to him, or I'll Slack him, or give him a call right now, and I'll see.
Yeah, just like if that's possible, like I think, if he can't do anything, I think there's still a chance of him accepting. But I think if he can just do 130, I know it's 10K more, but Luke basically told me like he can just shut everything down and just accept on the spot. He's pumped. And yeah, he was just hoping if there's anything he could do, because I think there were a couple jobs that he might have considered, but they would have been closer to like the 140, 150. But like, he's also stretching too, like because he loves you guys so much. So he was just hoping if there's anything you guys can do, that'd be really awesome.
Let me shoot him a note right now, see what I can do.
All right. All right, talk to the internal recruiter. Remote, easy. PTO, possible because they just did it with someone else. Salary, really depends on the hiring manager and his budget, but we're not asking for the moon here. We're just asking for a little bit of an increase. They want to also do what's right with the candidate. Like, they know a lot of companies in this situation will be like, you know what, if you're telling me that he would accept at 120, let's just not do anything. And I don't think that's the right way to go. I think what the right thing the company should do is exactly what they did here, is they listened and they understood that the candidate really loves them. He's okay with the salary, but it's the bare minimum. And if you were to get another job, it'd be closer to 130 to 150. 150 would be ideal. He's willing to stretch to 130 because he loves them so much. So they want to do what they can to meet him in the middle, but also give the impression to the candidate the company's making an effort so that, you know, they can both start off on the relationship on the right front. So she's gonna get back to me. She's gonna call, text, email me. Not sure which one. My candidate is basically just waiting for news today. And so hoping to get back to him soon. Let's see what we can do. Let's see if we can end this Wednesday night with a deal. Let's make it happen. Hello and good morning. If you made it this far in the video, I just want to thank you from the bottom of my heart. Really appreciate it. Feel free to comment down the word startup for this week and I will personally respond and thank each and every one of you. It really means a lot and always makes my day every time I hear everyone who reached out. So feel free to comment down below. More than happy to reach out to you. Thank you so much and let's keep it going. Happy Thursday morning. Couple great news. Number one, we heard back from our ad agency that's been finding out the best way to navigate the whole visa situation with our data science candidate. And happy to say that the data science returned the offer letter assigned to them today, which is amazing, but it's not over yet. Because of the whole visa situation, they still have to iron out the start date. So once they actually finalize that and once it actually starts, we're good to go. But I think we're 99.9999% done. So I'm super happy to get this done. As I said before, I didn't really expect this one to be super difficult. The only caveat was that, you know, the whole visa situation, how difficult is that going to be? How timely would that be? How costly would that be? And everything just happened step by step. Everything fell into place and he was able to officially sign and send it back today. So position closed. Again, 0.1%. Not closed because he still has to actually start and they still have to figure out any sort of outstanding visa issues. I'm hoping that there's nothing surprising that comes to terms. But as of right now, I also heard back from the same client that they do want to move forward with a senior motion designer. But after kind of sharing with them the 3 terms, they're not able to budge on the salary, which stinks. So that's going to be a really tough sell, but they're able to move forward on the PTO. So I just wish it was the other way around because my candidate told me that the salary was a little bit more important. And I think if you were him, you'd probably agree. So we'll see what happens. But I'm going to have to hop on the phone with him a little bit later today, convey that and hoping he accepts. So we'll see what happens. They're going to amend the offer, add the word remote into it just to make it clear. It is 100% remote. I did reconfirm that for you, so no worries.
I appreciate that. You know, that's an important thing to get clear.
Yeah. Now, number 2, and this is probably, I would say, like the worst news that I want to share with you. Might as well get it out off the bat. They're not able to budge on the salary.
Okay.
Here's the reason. Like, they are trying their best internally to stay within a certain budget. I think initially they were open to going higher, but I think they might be either like looking to hire a couple more people or things have changed a little bit. They love you and they really want to, like, they really hope that you build the team, but they wanted me to convey to you that they do also still offer bonus on top of the salary, but most importantly, upon good performance, people grow so fast in the company.
Yeah, I mean, it's a little disappointing, but I understand, and it's not a deal breaker for me, but yeah.
And then, you know, the second thing is actually they were able to raise your PTO days to 15.
Okay. Well, I mean, that's good news.
Yeah. So we're able to kind of make progress happen out of 2 out of 3 fronts here.
I'm a little disappointed about the salary thing, just because I did express to them, you know, a bit of a higher range, and they seem to be okay with that during the interview. But I mean, I understand that this is their position, so I think I'd still like to move forward with accepting. I know it would be foolish to counter again, So I want to stay on good terms with them, and I'm really excited about the opportunity. Like, I think it's a good step for me. So I am still excited, and I think I'll still be moving forward with accepting.
Ooh, man, I'm really, really happy for my candidate, but at the same time, I would have been more happy if my company was able to come up just a little bit higher. The candidate told them throughout the process that he was looking for something in the mid 100s, and it was communicated to him that that was actually okay. So I'm really surprised they came out super low here, and they're not willing to budge. So I'm not exactly sure what happened here, but I think at the end of the day, like, the candidate still understands the opportunity, the big picture, the fact that he's able to grow a lot, like, he gets that. So I think all in, like, he's excited, he's ultimately going to make a decision. But the reason why, like, I do what I do is I want to go to bat for my candidates, and I really want to just get everything I can for them. And for a company that historically has moved on the salary, I'm not sure why they weren't able to move here. So I still want to go back to them, jump on the phone with the managers, see what's up, make sure like they resend the offer letter with the amended remote and 15 days. And then I'll also bring up the salary and see if there's anything else we can do here. But I mean, at least it's good news. It's not like amazing news, and that's not something I'm jumping up and down because like I feel for my candidate, but I know he's excited. I know he's gonna do an awesome job, and I know the company's excited, but I just am not quite satisfied as to exactly what happened here. So hopefully I can figure this out. I wanted to ask you, are you planning on sending back the amended offer with the remote language in the offer letter and the amended PTO days?
I would like to hear back from you.
Oh.
If he was okay with that, if he'll still accept it, I'll be sure to, we have our career coach here now. We have our reviews in place. Like, I'll make sure we're working and tracking with him, doing his 30, 60, 90s so that, when the time comes for reviews, that we can put him forth, for any type of salary increase as well. So
yeah,
we're doing a really much better job on monitoring that as well. So we appreciate, him still, being open with us.
Yeah, for sure. I just wanted to ask you, like, I know that when you and I spoke, you said the budget for this role was like up to like 170. So I'm not sure why.
I had said the same thing. Like, I thought we had more of a wiggle room with the budget, but we do need to hire a lot more people. That they noticed at least more like from the junior side as well. So they are allocating for the other hires that will need to be made. And I guess they didn't want to spend as much for someone who is going to be out of state and fully remote.
Gotcha. Yeah, I mean, I think, that makes sense that you guys want to hire more and everything. I think if you can send him the amended offer as soon as possible, then he can go ahead and sign as soon as possible. I mean, at least like they offered him his hard minimum. It's not like the best case scenario. There is bonus, there is tons of growth. Overall, candidate is excited. So we'll see what happens. I was able to also just get the latest about the other data science. I think everything's going well. They just need to iron out a couple of things with the visa, attorneys, and the lawyer, just to iron out the official start date because they have to officially submit his paperwork and make sure that he's eligible for the lottery. And if that goes well, I think that's 2 done. There is a small chance that this designer might not accept because of the salary, but we'll see. We'll see what happens. If we get there, we'll figure it out. But I think right now, 95%, I'm feeling pretty good about that. I'm still kind of sad that we weren't able to make it happen. And there's some sort of little misalignment, miscommunication throughout the interview process. So not the best for candidate experience, but at least he did get an offer. He is psyched about the company, and we'll see what we can do. But now I have like 8 more candidate calls. I'm sourcing product managers, product directors, and digital marketing people all day. And so also got 5 more interviews. Going to try to hop on the phone with 3 different clients. So still a busy Thursday. And again, this is my last day of the week. As it's a very short week, we're doing something special tomorrow. We'll talk about that more later, but enough talking and gotta continue working. All right, just got the phone with a good client of ours. I had a wonderful Zoom call with their CTO directly, and he's opening up product design positions, software engineers, as well as engineering managers for us. So things are gonna start getting even busier. I love product design. That's actually one of the first niches I specialized in when I first started recruiting. So I can move pretty fast on that. Engineers, it's gonna be a toughie, but he's also looking for engineering managers. And so like basically the more senior that you go, the better response you get because there's less and less jobs. I think for software engineers, it's probably the mid-level, maybe 3 years of experience to like 10 or 7 or 8. Like that's, everyone's going after like that pure senior level, mid-senior level engineers. And if you're watching this and you're outside of tech, you're in different industries, you also work, different types of engineers from hardware, mechanical, industrial, chemical, let me know. We'd love to kind of hear your thoughts on how stiff the competition is, but it's pretty crazy here in technology world. We'll see what happens there. But yeah, fingers crossed. Always great to get new business. Now, the next priority is to get things done and provide results. Let's go. Oh my God, just saw the official offer letter get sent back to my client, signed from the senior creative designer. Oh, we did it. Oh man, that makes 2 official offers confirmed today to wrap up another week. Holy cow. As elated as I am for this candidate, it was just quite a process because first of all, the interview process was only 1 stage, so it went by so fast. And number 2, as I talked about earlier, I still not really happy about what happened with the whole salary thing, but I know that the salary for him will be very temporary. He's gonna grow very fast. He's gonna crush it. And then his salary will just increase accordingly. But man, he's been awesome to work with, super responsive, very personable. I think we found him just from one of our first marketing kind of targeted searches. And from then, boom, match made in heaven. The team loved him so much. They were so impressed by him that they were willing to just waive all the other rounds and skip to an offer. And we made it happen. And we even kind of helped him get extra PTO days and just make sure that it is fully remote. So he's pumped, I'm pumped. Again, if I had it my way, if I could do it again, I would love to have made sure that the candidate's experience is top-notch as much as possible. An offer is an offer, but I always try to find ways to do things better moving forward. So at the end of the day, just really happy for another offer closed. This is 2 hires with the same company this month. And I think I'm still waiting for the 3rd offer that's pending for the Director of Partnerships. But aside from that, still got a lot of work. A lot more candidates are being pushed across further and further into process. So hoping we can do at least another one this month. That would be absolutely incredible. We had 5 interviews today, so I think most of them did pretty well. But let's just kind of make sure that we stay focused here and keep the outreach consistent. So I got 3 more calls, 2 more candidate calls, 1 more client call, and gonna be leaving soon. But wow, what a day so far. And I can't believe we were able to make this happen. Okay, it is about a little after 5 here on a Thursday. And as I mentioned, this will be a short week, but I will try my best to be a little bit online tomorrow. But had a really good client call with one of my D2C e-commerce brands. And basically I just synced up with the recruiter. A long time coming because we were trying on and off for the past couple of weeks to kind of have a Zoom call, but he's so busy with work and navigating the New Year's planning and strategy. So we finally got a chance to kind of sit down and just kind of go over all the positions, going over the flow, optimizing, really fixing any inefficiencies that could happen. We're still engaged with them on a product design position, product manager position, and data science position. So one thing that I noticed is that they're now finally opening up from New York to remote candidates, which is great because for a company like them, which really is going after super niche backgrounds, just targeting New York, you're gonna get through a lot of those folks really fast. So by opening it up, we now have access to a lot of other people, which is fantastic, which is gonna help recruiting and really help build that pipeline and just making sure that we're aligned. He's a really cool guy. We get along, really laid back. I'm also able to call him or text him whenever I want, so I really appreciate that. It's just really good to sync up again, really bolster our relationship with them and just making sure that we are on the same page in terms of their priority positions and what exactly that I need to focus on moving forward to provide them the most value. So just wrapping up a couple emails today. So far, really good day. We're able to close 2 positions, still waiting on 1 more. Would be absolutely amazing if we can get that done this week. But I'm going to head out early. I'll probably see you tomorrow. Got maybe 1 or 2 more calls tomorrow and we have a bunch of interviews. So I still wanna make sure no matter where I go, I'm still hands-on and I still just watch what's happening with all the interview activity because I should be there and I need to be there and then need to be accessible if anything happens or needs my attention. All right, just wanna share one more thought. So I've had a lot of people ask me like, that they're struggling, they're not sure what to do, they need more direction when it comes to the agency world. This can also be applied to recruiting in general, even in-house. But when you're in recruiting, there's always something to do, whether it's going into the database, trying to find more people that are better fits for open roles, going after more clients, going after more candidates. And if you think that you're putting in a lot of effort, maybe reach out to more people. And even though like quantity will help, it's also like maybe you can audit like the messaging or the narrative or the story within your outreach. Like, are you actually piquing interest? Are you customizing it? Are you personalizing it? Are you giving enough information to the person receiving your outreach or emails that they want to be able to speak with you? So there's always something that you can do, but at a very high level, on the most basic, at the surface level, you can always reach out to more businesses, you can reach out to always more candidates, and you can always reach out into more of the databases, use more of your tools and resources to find more people. And as you know, in this market, you never want to bank everything only on one candidate. Always have a plan B or plan C. Same thing with the client side. You never want to just bank your entire livelihood and income just on one client. What if they're difficult? What if they go out of business? What if they just end up choosing another recruiter? Like, anything can happen. And so you always want to diversify and really hedge that risk as much as possible by having other options. But of course, don't want to go too far. You don't want to open up too many new accounts with clients and then not being able to deliver, because then your reputation will suffer. So always really want to have a good balance, and you just want to have a constant reminder of how everything's going, high level, bird's eye view of your business. If you're on the agency side, how are your pipelines doing on the candidate side? How are your open positions doing on the client side? If one starts to get dry or a little bit weak, focus more energy on that. And then when you focus more energy, don't just send out what you normally do. Try to push yourself and send out another 2, 3, 4 more emails. I promise you, a little bit more every single day will just compound into massive results, which is something that I firmly believe in. So there is never a time in recruiting where you have nothing to do. If you think hard enough, there's always something that you can do, whether it's follow up, get feedback, negotiations, sync up with someone, candidates or clients. So I urge you that, take a snapshot of your business. If you think that you have a couple people in process, try to find a couple more. If you think that you're working with one company and the pipeline looks good, try to also develop new relationships with other companies so that you always have new roles to work on. The beautiful thing about recruiting is we're able to have the opportunity in the agency world to really create something from nothing. If you're running your own desk and you own end-to-end everything and you want to develop new relationships with clients, go out and do that. Once you create that demand, then all you got to do is now flip to the other side and create that supply. And then you manage that with everything else going on in your desk. And then that's high level how you just operate a full desk at a very high strategy level. So you always want to make sure your desk is never stagnant, it's never plateauing. You always want to make sure good candidates coming in, the clients are coming in, so that if you do a deal, your business just doesn't stop immediately. You want to keep making sure that you always have constant work and constant offers that you can strive for and hitting and closing every single month. So, okay, I just have to say one quick thing. So as I was packing up and about to leave, I just heard back from my candidate for the Director of Partnerships role that finally got the offer. He reviewed it, he went through all the outstanding questions with my client, and he just sent it back to my client, making it 3 offers done in one single day. Oh my God, what a way to end the week. And it just goes to show, putting in that effort, working my butt off all January to create momentum. This is the result. 3 offers closed, popped. Again, 2 of them, we still have to kind of make sure there are no difficulties with visas or anything like that. But on the whole, 3 offers have been returned today, signed. I am super pumped. Now I can finally pack up and leave and enjoy the rest of the week. Let's go. Happy Friday, and as you can see, we successfully made it to DC to celebrate my fiance's birthday weekend. So as I mentioned earlier, this will be a relatively short week, but even that, what a week that we just experienced. We were able to successfully do over 4 placements, which is absolutely mind-boggling, and still shocked that we're able to make it happen, and just ultimately very grateful and humble making sure we just never take anything for granted and just really always focus on providing as much value as we can and just moving as fast as possible. I did want to reiterate that one of the deals that we did was actually with Nihal, who is part of our recruiter program. And what I mean by that is if you're watching and you're a recruiting professional, you're a solo recruiter, you own your own small agency, if you have a lot of open jobs that you're struggling to fill, or you might have even amazing candidates that you think you would love to send them to more jobs, please reach out to us and we would love to have a chat with you. If you're a master in your market and you have a great track record of handling a volume of open positions and being able to close multiple open positions consistently over time, we love to chat. I think there are so many ways that recruiters can work, collaborate, and partner with each other. I think, again, as I keep saying, I believe that recruiting can be a lot more win-win for everyone. If we just focus more on collaborating, working together, and less on just competition and just every recruiter for themselves. I think if we can put all of our great experiences and minds together, we can win all together, provide more value to more people, and ultimately help the recruiting industry just overall do better for more people faster. So again, whatever industry that you're in, please reach out to us. Even though I'm specialized in e-commerce and tech, of course, if you have those backgrounds, we'd love to chat with you. But if you're in other industries, we're also building a really exciting network where we are partnering with other recruiters who might be able to help you out as well. So please don't forget to reach out. And it just goes to show like what is possible when recruiters put their minds together. The other 3 roles, the 2 out of the 3 were actually with one company. We're able to successfully close a data scientist. As you saw, this was a little bit of a difficult position to navigate with visas and everything, as attorneys and lawyers have to get involved and they have to make sure that the company has to move fast to submit paperwork to meet the lottery deadline for my candidate so they can start on time. So that's currently still in process right now. Because of that, his start date is still up in the air, but he did send the offer letter signed. So really happy about that. The second position was with a senior creative designer. Again, this has got to be one of the fastest processes I've ever experienced. We reached out to him. He's an awesome guy, super responsive. We submitted him right away. He nailed the first interview so well that they want to just fast track him and skip all the other rounds and go straight to an offer. The only downside, as you saw yesterday, is that they offered him only his hard minimum. And even though he communicated through the interview process, he ideally wants something a little bit closer to maybe 130, maybe 150, they still came with 120 and they chose to remain firm. Again, didn't leave the best taste in my candidates' mind naturally, and even mine, because I've seen this company stretch for the right person, but their narrative and their response to this situation is that they realized through interviewing that they want to hire so many more junior people. So the original budget they had for this design, and they had to reallocate, spread it out among a couple other junior positions. So again, it kind of makes sense, but didn't really leave the candidate with the best experience, but they were at least able to make sure it's fully remote, which you wanted, and increase its PTO policy. So at least they came out with something. But the candidate was able to sign the official offer letter yesterday. So awesome stuff. And then the third position was with our aviation tech client for director of partnerships. This took forever. The references took forever. Once the references were done, the HR team took forever. I think they had to figure out salary bands, internal processes, documenting, making sure it's all in the system. They're also a big company, so I think naturally they just move a little bit slower because of that. But just got the offer letter signed and sent back yesterday. So just starting off February with amazing results and momentum. This could potentially be our biggest month in our entire career again. And again, just very grateful. As you know, while money is exciting, it's all about making authentic relationships, operating with the speed of urgency, and providing good value consistently over time, and just be persistent that no matter how many punches you get, you just get back up and keep doing the same thing. At the end of the day, just very grateful for everything and excited to come into next week with full momentum, really focused on brand new software engineer roles. So if you have any candidates, full stack backend or front end, whether it's any modern backend languages or even front end TypeScript or React, and you think that you might have amazing candidates who might be open to new jobs, please send them my way. We'll also be focusing on product UX design roles, and we're opening up a lot of other exciting roles next week as well. If you haven't seen my last video, I also happily announced that we successfully launched a free public Discord community. So if you are in a talent acquisition field, you're a headhunter, you're a recruiter, or you are someone that just has fascination in the field or all things startup or hiring, interviewing, the purpose of this is just to have a really cool, fun space where we can just share ideas, work together, and just have a really, really good time with other great people and professionals around the world. Not to mention, it's just a great way for recruiters to also partner and collaborate with other recruiters with their open positions and candidates as well. So if you're all about recruiting, or you're not in recruiting, you're fascinated about recruiting, thinking about starting a career in recruiting, come into the Discord. I will be active on it as much as I can, and I'm excited to see you all, and hopefully we can build something fun. But it's been a great, great week so far. I still haven't had a full 5-day week yet. Next week, in my mind, is when 2022 actually starts. But safe to say, really grateful of what we were able to accomplish this week. And it just goes to show that when you just put in those hours and you make the effort, you can create some ridiculous results. And last month, on top of moving, most of my weekdays ended around 11 or midnight every single night. It was tiring, it was painful, but these are the results that can happen from it. Goes to show what hard work and working hard and working smart can drive. But I appreciate you all for watching. If there's anything else I can help you with, if you have any other questions, please drop down below. Feel free to also reach out to me on Instagram, and now on Discord. There are a lot of different ways to reach out to me, and so I will do my best to always get back to you. But I really appreciate, again, for you watching. I really hope that you had a wonderful week, you had a wonderful February, and you're as excited as I am to make this an awesome month. And if you want to continue that momentum into February to finish Q1 strong, please consider liking, subscribing, clicking that bell. It really means a lot and will really help me get the energy to relax, recharge, and get back at it with you all next week, where we can come together and just tackle other exciting, unexpected situations and scenarios together. So thanks again, guys. Gonna enjoy the rest of my day here, visiting my own stomping grounds in DC, hopefully get some good food and just walk around. But we will see you next week, and I'll do my best to relax and stay focused and see you again where we can do some awesome work. So happy Friday, have a great weekend. See you on the next video.